recording.
This call is
Okay,
now
I
being
think we're
recorded.
recording now. Okay, we're recording now. Good. So welcome again. Trust you're doing okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We don't take your presence here for granted. We do have quite a number of. So the other thing I'd like for you to do for me, if you would, since you're here, is to just put in your business, like what your business does. So I've seen Dylan here. She's in pest control. Abi? Yeah, she's in pest control. I think I'm correct. Yeah, she's in pest control. So she's in pest control. I've seen Emeka here is in consulting. I've seen. So just write what you do. The reason why is because today we're talking about distribution systems, and in usual fashion, and I want to be able to come back to this room. Why is Bisola calling me? Bolu, please, can you figure out why Bisola is calling me?
It's the call that is supposed to go.
Oh, the but when I picked it, it called too. It's an automated call. How many of us got our calls today? How many of us got our calls today? Right? How many of us got our so we tried this thing out. We think it works. It's worked quite a bit. So just to remind people of this meeting, so we tried. But my own call, immediately I picked up, it just went awful. So I hope it doesn't charge us for that. Okay, great. So we're looking at all these different businesses. Fuel station. You got a call on Thursday? Yes, you did. Yes. Cool. We can't hear anything. Please, can everybody hear me? Just so that I'm sure that, because somebody can't hear me. I want to be sure maybe it's her. Okay, good. So people can hear me. So can someone, Bisola, can you just chat up Mrs. Rocco and just let her know that maybe she needs to go out and come back in? I don't know. Okay, great. Okay, so we want to talk about distribution, right? Just for those who, since some of us sent this to a couple of our friends, just for housekeeping. This is Lim Simple, Life Investing Money and Business Made Simple. We run the Lim Simple Business Academy. We've worked with a couple of clients. We have 47, not 46, 47 now, of our clients who do over $1 billion a year. So let's kick off since we've gone past all of that, right? Good. So the first thing you want to quickly figure out is to scale your business, right? To be able to scale, move from, and so what do I mean by scale? Scale, by my definition, is geometric growth, right? So please don't forget, just keep posting what you do. I'm going to go back to it because we want to make this very, 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 very practical, and I might have to allow us to unmute ourselves because we might also get into some conversations also, right, with a few people. So to scale is to achieve geometric growth, right? So there's arithmetic growth where 1 + 1 = 2, and then there is geometric growth. There's 2 + 3 = 4, but there is now 4 × 4 = 16. So this is scale, right? 8 × 8. Come on, I don't forget that one. I think it's 64, a bit. Now just use calculator, right? So this is scale. Scale is when you sort of stop growing arithmetically and you start to experience, quantum sort of leaps, quantum shifts in your business, right? So to be able to scale, you just don't need to make the best product. You need to be able to distribute it. So most of us don't pay a lot of attention to distribution. We pay a lot of attention to product development. Some of us pay a lot of attention to product development. Some of us pay some attention to branding. Some of us pay some attention to sales, well, all of us pay some good attention to sales, but the question is, how much attention do we pay to distribution, right? Which is how do you get, if you're serving 10 people before and you want to start serving 1,000 people, how do you get your product in the hands of 1,000 people, and how does your business change as you're doing that, right? So the best product or service don't win in the market, right? Oftentimes, the best product, the best service don't win in the market. There's been tests like the blind test that was conducted a couple of years ago that proved that even though in people's mind Coca-Cola is like the best, but when they had a blind test, Coca-Cola was not the best tasted cola in the market. So it means that when people didn't know what they were tasting, they rated some other company as better tasting, right? But if you ask people which of them, we do this almost every month at the Strategy Factory, where we do like a blind, some form of a blind test, and Coca-Cola always gets to. People always have the notion that Coca-Cola is the best tasting, right? A lot of the time. So you want to make sure that you're figuring out distribution, because the person who distributes effectively is the person who wins. Because ultimately, it's not whether your product is amazing, it's how many people do you serve, right? So building a distribution system requires 3 things, actually 4. I'm going to be showing you 4 things, not 3 things today, right? Building a distribution system requires 4 things. So are we ready? Automotive product dealership, that's Matt Johnson. Oh, that's nice. You sell cars. We're buying some cars in the community. Simeon Jr., fuel station. I beg, where your fuel station deal? Is it in Lagos? Can we have a priority line for alumni members? Let us know whether. So someone is in renewable energy. Beam Boys and Consulting. Thank you, sir, for joining. So I don't know how to pronounce the first name. Chinonyere Iwe. So let's stick with Iwe. It's a skincare and spa. Antonia, okay, I didn't get what Antonia is in. And Nafisat is in crayfish cleaning and packing. How do you mean crayfish cleaning and packing? Jerry is in printing and branding. He owns a printing and branding agency. Dr. Pure Joy is a skincare manufacturer. Okay, yeah. So Antonia is in distribution of veg oil. So I'm assuming that's vegetable oil. Who else? Okay, great. So if you are here, I'd like to. Okay, real estate in Ibadan. Lao Lukoka, great. Who else? I'd like to know where you are, what you're into, because it's going to help us figure out how to be able to make this session very, very well worth it for you. Right? Good. So what are the 4? The first of them is marketing. Now, if you've been to a number of our sessions, you would have heard me talk extensively about marketing a lot. And I talk about marketing a lot because I think that it's sort of like an overlooked or underutilized gem in the business space. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't know how to use it. A lot of people don't know how to commit to it long term. As with everything else in the world, committing to it long term is going to pay more dividends than just stop start approaches that most people have towards marketing, right? But I want us to discuss marketing today. So marketing is anything that you do, to get your ideal, and the key word here is ideal customer to know, like, and trust you, right? Good. So the first thing you want to figure out is who's my ideal customer, right? So if it's okay, I'm going to allow people to be able to unmute themselves. Please just make sure you're in a quiet place. I'd like to just pick on a few people, right? And let's see if we can have a conversation here. So let's try and so let's start with Efe. Efe that runs a renewable energy business. So Efe, is it okay? Can you unmute yourself? Or if you want to offer yourself, just raise up your hand, right? Raise up your hand, and then I can maybe call your name. Good. So I'm going to skip the first name. I'm going to call Iwe. So Iwe, please just unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation. So yeah, skincare and spa. Beautiful. So great. So let's start. Good. So you run a skincare and spa. Where is the skincare and spa?
Kaliki, Ebonyi State. Good evening.
Ebonyi States. Okay.
Yes.
So to be able to determine who your ideal client is, we need to think through what's a sizable business for you. So when somebody comes to, so when you say skincare and spa, do you do skincare products or do you do, explain, just try to describe what your business does.
Okay, we do skincare manufacturing.
Also,
And
you
then we run the
manufacture
med spa.
skincare products.
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Chizoba, please just mute yourself. We're talking to Miss Iwe right now, and then we'll allow you to mute later. So, okay, so you do skincare manufacturing, right? So you manufacture skincare
Yes.
products. Good. And then you
Yes.
also have a spa.
Yes.
Good. And I hope you're aware that those are two separate businesses, right?
Yes.
While one of them is a spa, it's a service business, the other one is a product-driven business. So what's your number one product? What's your fast-moving product? Because we can't talk about the two of them, we have to talk about just one. So what's your fast-moving product?
Okay. Hair moisture face milk.
Good.
The brightening and okay.
How much is it?
10,000 naira.
Please, thank you. Good.
Yes.
So who's the person, what type of person would be willing to spend 10,000 naira on the product? What kind of person? So, and I want you to give me specifics, maybe a young person between this age and this age, is it somebody who's in school? Is it a wide range of people? Just, what kind of person?
Okay, a young person and between 25 to 45 can use it.
Okay.
Someone who's earning as much as 300K a month,
Okay.
who stays in an urban area, who's enlightened
Are you
and
only
enthusiastic
thinking
about
about
skincare.
Are you only thinking about Ebonyi, or are you thinking outside of Ebonyi now?
I'm thinking outside of Ebonyi.
Okay, great. So now this person must be earning, in your words, 300,000. Why 300,000? Your product is 10,000. Why should the person be earning 300,000 to be able to afford?
Because most times if they don't just buy one, you have to get a complementing product depending on what it is you're actually trying to treat. So at the end of the day, although that one is the fast moving for like 3 months now, it's been topping the chart. Before then there was another one. But this particular one, you have to always buy it with something else. So at the end of the day, you'll be spending an average of 30,000 naira because you pick like 2 other things. Yeah. So I feel
beautiful. So right now, what are you currently doing to get these types of people to know who you are? What are you currently doing?
Okay, currently I just hired because I'm now particular about the way we look on social media because obviously most of my clients are not in Abakaliki. So we're trying to get our social media pages look like what our target audience will want to associate themselves with.
Okay.
Then secondly, our website is also in progress. And then another thing is that NAFDAC is also ongoing. NAFDAC registration is also ongoing. It's taking a very slow, it's very slow because by now we should have registered more than the 2 products that are still yet to be giving numbers. But we are doing that, and next year we'll do more products as well. And then, so yeah, the website, trying to give the social media pages a facelift. I now have a social media manager so that she knows that that's her work, and I hope she does a good job. Because just like with me, I think she will do well. Then we also got a content creator so that she's all about making sure that the page actually looks like what we want it to. So I no longer am bothered with. I'm no longer bothered with trying to do the both of them. I try to give the jobs to two separate persons so that they are working together to make sure that the page looks quite well. Yeah.
Let me help you. I think that you're piling up costs on your business, and and it's going to cripple you. So first things first, I think you need to figure out NAFDAC, because you can't scale, you can't sell this thing, you can't make $1 billion out of these products if you're afraid of NAFDAC, hunting you down, and they will hunt you down. So figure that one out. If we were sitting in the same room, that's the first thing I would say that you should do. Figure that one out. However, all the other things that you've also mentioned are things that you haven't told me what you're actually doing right now. You've told me who you've employed. You've told me how that you are sort of figuring out, or division of labor and the likes. But right now, what you need is money. As in, what you need is making money. What you don't need is all the different strategies to spend money. For example, if I were you, I'm going to buy a domain name. I'm not going to waste my time building a website right now. That's me. I'll just have a landing page. I would have my Instagram, and I would just I'll just run out of the gate and start selling. I would start from where I am in Abakaliki. I would say, all of these people that have this kind of money, where are they? Where do they hang out? Where do they go to? For example, I expect that, I would hear some things like, aside from, because a lot of us talk a lot about social media, and that's fine, but I would, because we're also overlooking that there is a group of people who, even though they don't have a lot of money, they are obsessed with skincare, which are students. I expect one of the things that I would love, and I would talk about all those things, in this. One of the things that I would love to see you do, for example, is, where are all the hair salons where people are, the best hair salons in your city, the best hair salons in Enugu, which is 45 minutes away, the best hair salons in all of these places. How do you get the hairstylists there to become registered distributors of your product, right? How do you get students to take this in and pick it up and build a business out of it, right? How do you get people who are using your product to share their testimonials, and all of that go into your social media content? Because the challenge is, so when I sit down with somebody that I'm hoping to be able to help scale their business, the first things I want to help them figure out is how they can make money as quickly as possible, not necessarily how they can spend a little bit more money. There's a lot of things that you could do. So let me ask, on the average, what's revenue for you in a month? In a month, how much money would you sell in a month across all your products?
2M.
So 2 million. So if you were only selling this product, this 10,000 naira product, that means you would sell 200 units, right?
Yes.
Good. So that means there are 200 people, or let's say 100 people somehow, that already have your product, right? And they buy it at some point consistently, right? Do you have a database of up to 1,000 people, of customers?
At the end of the day, if I sit and pull them together, I should have.
You should put them together. You should know how many people you're talking
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
because
I should know how many I'm
yeah, if we know how many customers you have, we can determine how much are they worth to you in a year, and then we can determine how we can turn them into money. Some of those people that have used your product, if somebody has bought your product consistently for 6 months, say every month or as often as they should buy it, you should be talking to them, right? Because what if they referred a couple of friends? What if they sold to their friends? What if they made money from it, right? One of the things I'm going to be teaching today is that to be able to scale, sometimes you need to find a way to turn your business into the business of your customers too. right? Because if it becomes the business of your customers, guess what happens? If customers are selling your product, if customers are the ones talking to other customers, your product becomes unstoppable. I don't know if you get that.
Yeah.
But the first thing you need to figure out is NAFDAC. I beg you.
No, we're
Because
already on it. Like they are the ones delaying.
You should find
Yes.
a consultant inside that place. If you were in Lagos, I probably would have recommended you to a couple of them. But I don't know how things go in Ebonyi State. I don't know, how that works. But you need to
Eventually,
find.
everything comes to Lagos, so I would appreciate that. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, good. And I know a guy.
Yeah.
I also run a manufacturing company that we've run for like maybe 22 years, and he's handled all the NAFDAC stuff. His name is Leo. He's one of the best that I know, and I have a friend who works inside NAFDAC as their head of inspection team. So, I could find a way if you could get through to Bisola. I could find a way to get you those numbers. But again, with every other thing, you'd give me some time because some of these people I haven't spoken to them in like a week, a month. I have to warm up the relationship and then try and say I can get that to you, right? But you need to fix
Thank
NAFDAC,
you.
please. There's very, very little. In fact, I tried to still talk most of the time. If somebody has a regulatory bottleneck as far as their business is concerned, I don't like to get there. I don't like to even have a conversation with them about growth because it's going to hang over your head, and if it even grows, it can get you into more trouble, right? But like with everybody else, if there's anybody else who's available, that would also be nice. But I want to move a little bit further. So marketing is essentially what you do to get your ideal clients. The key here is to understand who you should be talking to, because in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerian businesses try to talk to everybody. And the funny thing, in the history of businesses, no matter how big a business is, the business starts to die when the business tries to talk to everybody. So let's take a business like Yahoo. Yahoo was a great business, but Yahoo started to make some acquisition because they wanted to be able to address every single customer class. What happens to Yahoo? They go out of business, right? Why? Because the moment you're trying to talk to everybody, even the Jesus Christ that even came to the world, he didn't come to talk to everybody. At least not at the beginning, right? He focused on a small group of people and then focused on expanding that group of people over a period of time, right? So your marketing must deliver on this. So what does know means? Who are you? What do you do? And this is from the client's perspective. Should I care about who you are? Right? Do I like you? Do I like what you have to say? 3, trust. Are you an expert? Can you help me? Have others had success? That's what trust means. And then conversion, which is where you want to get to, where sales is what do I do next? How do I get started? So your business, and you must think about your marketing this way, right? All of your marketing must get people to know you, right? Must get people to know you and understand why the hell should they care about you. Secondly, it must get people to like you, right? And most importantly, like what you have to say. So whatever it is you're communicating must be something that is of interest to the people. Third, trust means that you must position yourself or your business as an expert. So if you are in crayfish cleaning and packing, right? How do I know that you're the best? Everybody in the world only wants to deal with people who are the best at what they do. Right? Yeah. For those that have raised their hand, I'm gonna come back to you. I just wanted to move a little bit further, right? So if you are in construction, are you the best at what you do? Right? If you are in automotive products dealership, are you known to be the best at what you do? Right? So sometimes you can achieve that through content marketing. Sometimes you can achieve that through consistently sharing the level of success that other people have had working with you, right? The level of success that other people have had working with you, right? So you're a safety consultant. Beautiful. What level of success have other people had working with you? Or who have you worked with? If you come here and say, oh, I'm a safety consultant and I consult for Shell, right? right? Immediately I realized this person is not a small person, right? This person, for Shell to consider them, important, guess what? I think it's important for me to figure them out, learn from them, right? So or you're in real estate, right? You say, oh, I'm a real estate professional. I've in the last 12 months, or in the last 5 years, or in the last 10 years, I've facilitated, I've helped investors put 6 billion naira into the real estate sector. Or you want to trust also means sometimes you use somebody else's credibility, right? And say, oh, in the last 3 years, oh, my name is X, I'm partnered with X company. In the last 5 years, we have done X. We've helped put 20 billion, 120 billion in the real estate company, in the real estate industry, help investors put in 120 billion. And I teach this to real estate people all the time, right? Every one of us must use somebody's reputation before we build our own. That's why it's important. If you're a real estate agent and you start up quickly, make sure that you are affiliated with either a realtor group, a company, or whatever, because it's easier to say, oh, my name is Ezekiel Sholisi, I'm a partner with P1, and we've done 120 billion in the last 12 years. Or I'm a partner with BRG, and we've done 65 billion in the last 10 years. I'm a partner with, RAMS, and we've done 25 billion in the last 10 years. It's important to be able to use because you want to build trust. Trust is about showing pedigree, right? Trust is about showing pedigree, right? So you run whatever business it is, right? So so that's what that is. So, but the question would be, what's a marketing budget? Because the very, very important, the very big problem that a lot of business have is they have a stop-start relationship with marketing. So the first thing I always say is this. When we say marketing, you must realize that marketing is not only digital. Well, most of us here have been to the class we did a couple of years ago. And if you haven't, if you send Bisola a message, she can send you a link to that class on marketing channels. There are 11 ways to market. So when people think about marketing, they're only thinking about digital marketing. No, digital marketing is not the only way to market, right? But digital marketing is a way to market, right? So when we talk about marketing budget, we're saying that you want to be able to market across board. Marketing is everything you do to make sure that the right client sees you, likes you, trusts you. That's what marketing is, right? So, for example, if you're, let me pick any business. So you're a safety consultant. Marketing sometimes could be going to being able to pay and attend an oil and gas conference where the key decision makers in their health and safety department will be there, or going for an industry event, or sponsoring an industry event so that you get an opportunity to speak on stage. Somebody who's distributing vegetable oil. Beautiful. Marketing sometimes could be, where are all the people who own restaurants? Where are they gathered? Assuming you want to be dealing with restaurant owners, right? Marketing could be making sure that you get enough money to get into. Okay, let me give you an instance. Perfect instance. So there's a guy who, because we do events every month at a hotel. There's a guy who works at a hotel, still works at a hotel, but his side hustle is that he does vegetables. So he does this, he provides fresh vegetables, and very smart guy. He's able to connect. He found, because we always see once in a while when I come for strategy fact. So we had this chit chat, and he went straight and was able to connect. Who are all the chefs in all the top what they call that place? Top hotels. Because the chef in some hotels that are mid-range are the ones that determine who, they buy all these things from, right? So marketing is what he had to do to get access to that chef, right? So it might be that he went to all these culinary schools, and then connected with them at the culinary schools, and then some of the celebrity chef that comes to teach some of those classes is able to connect with them, and then he can move into that place and start doing business. But whatever it is marketing. So what is the budget? Now, it depends on what business you're in. Now, for most businesses, they say that 10% of your revenue should be your marketing budget. Some business spend more. Businesses like Coca-Cola spends more of their revenue on marketing. I think it's 20 or 30%. Some businesses spend less, right? It depends on the business that you're in. For example, I always recommend that if you're in, say, real estate or any of these high ticket businesses, that can go to about 2 to 4% of revenue. In fact, what I do is 2 to 4% of projected revenue. So you have that, and then you now sit down, because it's always better to think about marketing holistically. Sit down and say, okay, we want to make 100 million this month. Beautiful. Or we want to make $1 billion this month. Good. What is 2% of $1 billion? 20 million. Okay, good. So we have 20 million that we're going to spend over a 12-month period on marketing, right? What should we do with the 20 million? Because most of us think about marketing very short term. Oh, we put 50K in that ad, put 100K in that ad. No, if you have 20 million now, what will happen is that you would think about it and say, okay, what are the events? Okay, what are we committing to social media ads? What are we committing to brand positioning in certain types of events? What are we committing to all these different places? Right? Where are we showing up? What are the things that we're doing to ensure that we're able to judiciously spend that money so that we can get, again, in front of the right people and get them to know us, like us, trust us, right? Know us, like us, trust us. Become the market leader, become the guy in the minds of people. So when people think about our product category, we're the only ones that they're thinking about, right? And we're looking to be able to improve on that. So is it okay if we, okay, I think if he was the one that put up his hand first. So can we go with you, sir, if you can unmute yourself, sir? So we can just, hey, you need to be in a quiet place, so please, for the sake of our recording. If you can't unmute, is it possible to call somebody else? Maybe we'll call the next person. So, is it okay, Mr. Ife? Is it okay? So let me go back to this first, and then we'll come back to Mr. Monica. Please just get ready. If
okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Yes, sir. So I think you're in renewable energy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay, great. So, I mean, we've had some good success with renewable energy. We have some renewable energy companies that do 10 figures, 9, 10 billion there. In fact, one of them, I saw the beginning of the business, and the business, I still chatted with the CEO some 2 days ago. So tell us about the business. Where are we right now? So tell us what exactly, because there are different ways. Look at like the one I'm talking about just about now. He runs a renewable energy business, but he builds solar grids.
Okay.
He doesn't do, some people do this thing where come and fix your inverter, come and do all that. He builds solar grids, and then he goes to big organizations like I don't want to mention the name of those organizations, but he takes over the entire power infrastructure. He outfits them with like 1 point something, is it megawatt or something watt? Shall put it there, and then they pay him over the next 20 years. So that's the kind of project he does. But it's also solar energy. So which of them do you do?
Okay, currently now we distribute, we sell, and we install as well.
Good. So you distribute, you sell, you install, but so that's home for homes, Abi?
No, for industry as well, for schools, for hospital, for hotel. That's our major target.
Good. So who are your major targets? Hotels?
Hotels and
hospitals. Hotels, hospitals, and schools, right?
And some individual who can afford us as well.
Good. So I need us to be very, 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 very. See, in business, right? You can sell to everyone, but unfortunately, you can market to everyone. So if you tell me now that your focus is on hotels, hospitals, schools, I would immediately make an assumption that you do a minimum of 5 kVA and above, right?
Exactly.
If you say you are including homes, I would assume that you go as low as 1.5 kVA to 3 kVA. Which of them is it?
Okay. Is we do from minimum of 1.5 kVA to 20 to 30 kVA.
Good. Unfortunately, I think that while you can do all of that, I think that it's very, very important for you to pick a band. Let me tell you why. The person who's doing 1.5 kVA is very different from the person who's doing 5 kVA. I hope you know that.
Very well.
I'll give you an instance. I have had 24 hours light in my house since 2015, right? Since 2015. And it's all on solar. So I'm obviously not doing any of this, right? Good. So the kind of person who I ended up dealing with doesn't do anything less than this. It's only focused on certain types of people. Why? Because the conversation is different. So if I'm talking to somebody and we're discussing 5, 10 kVA and above, we're talking to somebody who understands what I'm talking about. If I'm talking to somebody for 1.5 kVA, I'm telling the person, okay, you just need the power, something, you're a small house, you can carry this, you can carry that, and all that is good, it's no problem. But if I'm marketing, I want to market to specific types of people, right? The person who has 5 kVA, who needs a 5 kVA, for example, could be somebody who lives in a very, very, very. I'll give you an instance. On last Sunday, I was in the house of two of my clients. They are partners, so they have houses side by side, right? And then this house that they bought, and it's close to each of the buildings is about 120, 130 million, and they bought it.
All right.
But the guy's frustration is that it's a self-service estate. But that's it's a self-service estate, but that's a beautiful opportunity for you, right? You're supposed to know this kind of estates. So what estates are on the island that are, either rent would be about 10, 15 million naira per annum, or the housing would be about 100 million and above to buy, and it's a self-service estate. Why? Because every one of those estates that are self-service, my friend's biggest concern is that he spends a shitload of money on diesel every month. What if he knows you? What if you say, you know what, this we'll do a power audit, and then, or you go to the association and say, you know what, we want to do a power audit for everybody in this estate for free. You go there, you calculate your power audit, and you say, oh, this, because that's how the guy got me. Came, he did a power audit, and he says, oh, this is the kind of things, change this bulb, change this thing. Now we changed everything, we changed the AC, we did everything, inverter AC and all that. That's why we entered inside solar. But what if you did that, right? That guy, those two partners that I'm talking about have a business that this year has done 12 billion naira already. If you wrote him a bill for 20 million naira to put 10 kVA or 15 kVA in his house, guess what he's going to write you? He's going to write you a check for money. But
exactly.
He's not going to trust you if you're talking about 1.5 kVA all the way. I'm not saying you can't sell 1.5 kVA, sell it. But I'm saying that from a marketing perspective, you need to focus your energy on who you're looking for. Okay. And it doesn't have to be somebody who wants to buy 15 kVA. It could be somebody who's buying 1.5 kVA and you go and aggregate them, and there are a lot of them. It could be somebody who's buying 3 to 5 kVA and there are a lot of them. But what I'm saying is, when picking our ideal clients, we need to pick people in bands, because when people shift, most of us pick a band that is too wide. When people shift, when the band is too wide, you don't realize that you're talking to a different person. And you're talking to a different person like you're talking. Let me give you an instance. If somebody came to, if I'm trying to sell somebody a Rolls Royce or a G-Wagon, should fuel efficiency come out of my mouth?
No, no, sir.
I don't know if you get. It's
Sorry,
nonsense.
I'm laughing.
And no, it's okay. It's laughable. Really, it is. When when you're trying to sell somebody a G-Wagon or you're trying to sell them a Rolls Royce, G-Wagon, Rolls Royce, and fuel efficiency they cannot mix. So if I'm selling and I'm discussing a lot of fuel efficiency and all this stuff and all that stuff, I'm not talking to the kind of person that I want to sell a G-Wagon. No. The person who buys a G-Wagon goes, fills his tank, chooks his ATM, and presses his pin and goes home. In fact, it's not even the one that does, it's probably his driver. Maybe occasionally him. Do you understand? So you see that the conversation is different. The person who's buying a house in Banana Island, right now, is not hearing, as you can see, it's not far from Shongotedo. No. Oh, as you can see, what you're buying right now is going to be is going to grow by 30%, 40% in 5 years' time. No, that's not what the person wants to hear. So it's important that we determine, who, and please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should talk to rich people alone. I'm saying that you should determine who you're talking to. Because sometimes talking to rich people alone, there's not a lot of rich people alone in this country. And you might just put yourself in a bad place and you can't really do a lot of business, right? So I'll give you an instance. My friend that does solar energy, and because because of what he wants to do, so his real client is development agencies. And then the NERCD, National Rural Electrification Agency or whatever. So you know what he does? He finds a community that doesn't have light at all, never seen light before. And then he writes to the rural electrification people and says, look, we've identified this community, we want to give them light. The rural electrification community, people will connect them to the international donors. They get the money. The international donors say, we'll give you the money. So he goes, he raises the capital from Chapel Hill and all those guys in billions. He raises it, he builds it, and on milestone, those ones pay him. He pays Chapel Hill back. He meters that community because the project has to be sustainable. And over a period of 5 years, he recovers the money. But he has also made money up front because, again, he took a loan. He's paid the loan. He has some money at production. He has some money over a period of time, right? But that's the business that he's in. And then when he did that well enough, they, leaded 100 communities. He started saying, okay, this system, we can take it to organizations. So you can go to Sterling Bank, you can go to all these guys and say, you know what, let's handle the entire power grid. And then, they hand it over to them, no money up front. They give them the stuff, they raise the money, they fix it, they start to collect carbon credits and all that. But my point here is, the moment you're very clear as to who you're looking for, your business is very different. Right? There are people who've come to us, they say they want to attend. I've had people come to me, they want to attend Strategy Factory, and I say, okay, good. When did you start your business? So, I started, my business does a revenue of 20,000 a month. I say, okay, good. We have a free class. Go and attend it. This is the class. This is it. Go and learn, grow your business, because the Strategy Factory is not useful to you at this time. And that's why we have an entire community called the LBA community of people who are in that community, some of which are not yet ready for us yet, right? We're still, growing, giving them free content and all that. When they're ready for us, they come in. And even inside the community, it's not everybody that's ready for us at different levels, right? When they're ready for us, they come in. But we have to be very clear as to who we're looking for. It's not everybody. I don't know if that helped you, sir.
Very well, sir. Very well. Thank you very much.
Good. Please, I'm going to take some other people, but I want to run a little bit. I want to cover some grounds, right? So, like I said, how do you calculate the budget? I've said that it depends on the industry, but this is what I do. For most of the industries that we look at, right? We recommend 10%, but if you're in a very high ticket industry, you might do between 2 to 4%. Right, and we always recommend that at the beginning of the year. So this is what we do with our clients. Your marketing budget. Let's say you want to make $1 billion this year. Your marketing budget is 20 million. Good. In the first year, in the first 2 months, the goal is to make enough money to cover the marketing budget, so that we have all the money for the marketing in one place, and then we're just we've strategized and we're just rolling out, and testing and checking and seeing that everything is working as it should, right? Very, very important that you have a budget. In fact, the way I always say it is employ staff and imaginary staff and call that staff marketing. And whatever it is you spend on marketing, consider the person's salary for the next 1 year. Because sometimes you hire people, they don't really work out of it, and they still stay 1 year, right? So what do you think you need to show up to improve KLT? We've talked about that for Mr. Efe. We've talked about that for Mrs. Iwe. And we said, look, you need to know who are the kind of people inside of your industry. It's not everybody that you can talk to. It's not everybody we are talking to. It's not everybody that we can talk to right now. There's some people that they are above our pay grade, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We're going there to develop ourselves. We're going to develop ourselves so that we can be able to access those people, particularly because we're trying to bring them into the community and then provide more value for the community members. And in fact, we have a big break for our mastermind members and for those who've extended it to those who are coming to the convention. We have a meeting. I'll talk about that later. That's not important. It's important, but I'll talk about it. So the second is, what is the distribution model, right? So what are the examples of distribution model? Number one is to create a business out of your business, right? So there are real estate companies that did that. Companies like P1 created a business and created a real estate business and created a realtor business where people could then have a business within their business. Amazon did that, where you could be an Amazon affiliate. Facebook did that, where you could be a Facebook marketer. And then different people have done that. Network marketing companies do that. They turn their business into the business of tens of thousands of people, right? So again, it might not work for everybody, but you have to think about it and say, okay, what in my business can become someone else's business? So Monica, that answers how do you create distribution for your business is how do you create people in your business that are thinking about, they wake up in the morning and they're thinking about you, right? Good. I'm into digital marketing, meta ads management. Okay, good. Especially leads generation. You're in Benin City. Beautiful. How do you, for you, it depends. You can have a team of digital marketers that are working with you. You train and then you sort of provide internship, and now you can get more done than just what you could do personally, or you could become a recruitment agency where you train people and then you're able to place them in different organizations. The digital marketing person we have in our organization, we got him through somebody who does trainings, and he'd come a trainer community before. I asked him for a digital marketing person, he recommended this person, and the rest they say is history, right? That's very, very, very important, right? So you want to say how, so you run a printing and branding agency. So if you think about the printing part, so when you say agency, are you at the back end where you own the machines and own all of this stuff? If you do, how many people who are like hustlers who are working and using your base as the base for them to be able to do business? So you want to be able to say, how can my business become someone else's business? The second is, how do you deliver exceptional service and incentivize people to refer you, right? So how do you convert your customers into fans and into active evangelists, right? The people who've used your products, who eat your products, like I can see my guy here, 12 baskets, the people who eat your product. Is there a way for us to be able to get people to, when they buy 12 baskets or they eat 12 baskets or they, eat the pack and, to be able to post about it? Is there something in need for them if they post about it? Is there a way to be able to collect people's what do you call it? Collect people's data and have all these things, and the people are posting about it, and we can random. I mean, think about it this way. I like to think that 12 Baskets has such a large customer base, that there's a possibility that they could have somebody doing birthday every single day of the year that does business with them. Somebody doing birthday every single day of the year, right? What if once a month we could just randomly pick one person who's bought from us before, who's doing their birthday, and we could call them and then tell them that they are lucky winners for the 12 Baskets birthday splash, and that you're going to come deliver those packs, there may be 20 packs once a month, and then you call them and you make it an entire media event. You do like an entire walkthrough as we are coming to deliver. In fact, as they are receiving the call, somebody's there videoing them, somebody's there videoing your team, they do all of that. And then at the end of that thing, you make like 30 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes Instagram reel about it, TikTok reel about it, and then you post it there. You collaborate with this person, you sponsor that post, you do all of that. What could happen? People would just go crazy. Now everybody's want to buy their stuff from 12 Baskets because they know that if you buy it, you might get lucky. And with all the celebrities that you also know, we can also activate celebrities to be able to get all these things done. But the point here is, you want to turn people who have bought from us into raving fans. You want to get them talking about the product like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But more than that, you want to get them to become active evangelists. It's what Apple has done to all of us who use Apple products. It's what the best companies in the world don't have customers. They have raving fans. The best companies in the world, they don't have customers. They have raving fans. Fans who have defined their identity in relationship with the product. Right? So that's two. Third, so rather, in line with number two, do we have active evangelists in our business? Right? The reason why this is important is this, and I want to use 12 Baskets as because it's a very it's a utility product, right? So what's a utility product? A utility product is a product that is very, very useful, but oftentimes is relegated to such a way that it's only useful because of its usefulness, and people don't have any emotional connection to it. And the problem with utility products is that over a period of time, they make so much money because people love them so much. But after a while, if somebody comes in and they were flashier and they were finer and whatever, people could just very easily move on. And I'll give you an instance. For most of us here, if you're like me, you drink Gary a lot, right? My own case was, at the beginning, was because I didn't have money, but now I have money, so it's my choice. It's an addiction. Right? Me and Gary have a very special relationship. They always make the thing flow well. But think about Gary, right? Most of us grew up on streets where we just bought it from the street, right? So it's a product that is very useful to us, at least to me. But a lot of times we don't have a relationship with it until after a while I started buying a particular Gary like that. I've moved away from that place. I've moved away from the place. There's a particular supermarket where I used to live. I would have to drive from where I am now to where I used to live. I would have to drive 45 minutes to the place. But if I don't get that Gary now, I don't eat Eba. Eba is a waste of Gary. The Gary, so that with cold water, when you put it like that, let the water rise up. That water is to give inspiration. But it has to be water. What the hell am I talking about? But it's true, right? Right. So you want to have a relationship with the product. You want people to have a relationship with the product. Someone is laughing at me. It's true. You want people must have a relationship with the product, right? And sometimes, even those of us in services, what happen is that, we become utility in the minds of people, right? People don't think about you other than when it's that particular time, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a utility product, but over a period of time, we want to transform our business so that people have some form of a relationship with us, right? A relationship with us. Okay, you distribute food. Beautiful. How do you build a relationship with those who are buying from you? So there's what's Ifeanyi? Very, very, very amazing guy inside the community. He distributes food, but he then went a step further to create an opportunity for people to save so that they can buy food. So now he runs some form of a pseudo bank. People save money so that they can buy food. And then once in a while, he would maybe inform them, everybody quickly buy rice now because, the price of rice is going to go up, and then people quickly figure out and buy. Now they're building a relationship. He has return customers. He has people that are saving money with him. Now he has funds that they can even do business with, all of that kind of stuff. But it's very, very, very important that it's not just that organization that people buy rice and meat and beans and, Gary from. Mr. Joe, you feel like Abi? Gary, I swear to God, I go miss Gary if I go heaven if Gary not there. Right? Gary guy's there heaven, I swear. God guys arrange that thing. Let me not disgrace myself, but I soak it almost on a daily basis. I have a special relation. Even after I eat dinner, like this night, if I finish this, I go still go try it. Because sometimes when you need the Spirit of God to move in your brain, once you just like that water with the on top, once you drink them like this, oh, Gary should receive salvation and join us in heaven. Right? Don't worry, I will preach to Gary. I will preach. Right? So you understand? We want to, because we need to have evangelists in our business, people who are, who make it their business to talk about our business without us paying them. Just make sure that they are not getting enough of us, and we at the beginning have to inspire that. We need to really, really inspire that. It doesn't matter what business, and that's why I use small chops as an example. It's small chops was small chops until 12 baskets put a name to it, right? So 12 baskets is one of the leading. It's not one of the. It's the leading small chops. I mean, I can't remember. I can't. I mean, small chops at my office, they are 5 and 6. 12 baskets at my office are 5 and 6 with others in 12 baskets from time to time, right? So it's very, very important to realize that, look, it's becoming. I mean, when I knew that 12 basket was a banger was when I was at an event, and they held that event monthly, and it was a couple of thousands of people that were that event, and then they would order small chops. They would order 12 baskets. So you want to do that. Third, you want to use a community-based approach, right? Find people in communities, build a community of your customers, right? Let the people who do business with you identify themselves as people who do business with you, right? So just the same way, so who are the people who do business with you, and what are the ways that you are giving them an opportunity to identify themselves, right? What are the philosophies that are guiding this group of people, right? And it doesn't matter what it is, but the question is, what are we doing in that respect, right? What are we doing in that respect to build these people into something that they can identify? But first things first, how do you find your people in communities? So let me look at a couple of these businesses, and let's look at how do we find people in communities. Or maybe this is a good time to try and get a few people. So Nofisat. Do you want to unmute yourself? I'd like to think that Monica, I'd like to think that we've addressed some of your concerns. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So you want to put your hands down? Great, thank you. So Nofisat, do you want to let us into your conversations? I'm trying to see how I can find the information about your business. I think you wrote it down. Can you unmute yourself, or should we try somebody else? Okay, good. So, hey, I'm very intrigued. Crayfish cleaning and packing. What does that mean? You know, so you don't. I mean, you don't. I'm trying to understand what that means. Crayfish cleaning. Ah, she doesn't want to mute herself. It'd be nice to hear what crayfish cleaning is about. So, Olayinka, this is very interesting. Olayinka Chidozie Olayeni. This is a very. I mean, I need to hear who this person is because this combination is very, 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 very unique. So who's that? Who's Olayinka Chidozie Olayeni?
Good evening, house.
Good
You
evening. Are
already
you
know
Mr. Are you Olayinka, sir?
Yes, you already know who is talking.
Ah, Yinko
Yincho
Holmes.
Holmes. Yincho Holmes.
Yincho Holmes.
Yeah.
This is your combination bad though. So how did the Chidozie enter the middle?
Half Yoruba, half Igbo. My mom is Igbo though. That's why I do
Wow.
more of the Igbo business.
Wow. Okay, good. So I mean, so help us with what your business does again. I know it's well, now you do a lot of things now. So let us know which of them you want us to talk about.
Okay, generally, good evening, house. My business is like duplicating. I know most people will not know Lowe's. Lowe's, WOLEX. Lowe's is in US. They are like Home Depot. They are Home Depot, like I believe everyone knows about Home Depot or
Yeah, we know Home Depot.
IKEA. Yeah, so that's what we are doing basically in the southeast. Though we've extended a bit now to Lagos, we're trying to grow such kind of industry. Yeah, we have partners now in Lagos that are delivering for us. We're generally on anything that has to do with household, from foundation to completion, procurement of houses, management, and it's quite large. So when you look at the profile of what Lowe's uh, Home Depot has, they are cut across like Alibaba. So we want to cut our niche. And the brand of it, the way this runs, it runs the way Next Cash and Carry is. When you have that big mall, when you go in to shop for your groceries and Next Cash and Carry and most of these big mall now, they sell not just foodstuffs, or consumables, they sell even household items now. So a little bit diversifying like the way malls are abroad. So ours has really done anything that has to do with house. We have a new brand that is kickstarting on the 28th of this month. It has to do with we call it 3-in-1 package. We've gone to find out that on a monthly basis, families or homes that need little mixture of cement, sand, and chippings, or cement and sand mixed together package, are growing every day because little maintenance, shop maintenance, and all the rest. So we've worked out on that already. Our equipment is already on ground that will be doing the packaging. We've also trying to couple our drying machine. I know some people that is in here that knows me that I invited for this program will be shocked because sometimes you don't let the cat loose until you execute because of the way the world is corrupt. But we are here to teach. So this is what we're doing. Why I raised my hand initially was the solar aspect when you were talking about the inverter. Yeah, from February, we called the Yincho box light. Yincho box light has to do with anything that has to do with our power system inverters. And that box light is my son's company. He mentioned, he said, Daddy, in that company, name my own company, box light. So we now have to bring it as a family stuff box light. So that will be managing our inverter issues. Because while I was in Turkey last year, sometime last year, May, June, April, May, to have do overview and also check their trade they had during that period. I saw a lot of couple of factories and estates during the day does not have anything to do with the national grid. And they don't have storage. In fact, government is the one that produce storage for them. One of the factories that produce the door that are imported in, in one of the cities in Turkey. They during the day, the inverter they use, the solar panels they use is from the lighting, not even sun, the broad day lighting transmit down to power for them immediately. The transmitting machine is
Yeah, so
down.
they don't
So
have
they
like
don't
battery storage. Yeah.
know what they now do. They produce about 310 megawatts. 310 megawatts. The government, what they are using is about 108 something megawatts. So government installed what they call general central system storage on that particular zone where these
So they feed
factories
it
are
to the government.
situated. Yes, where these factories are situated, and the lost energies that comes in, government store it, refund the money to them, some part of the money for them, and also give them a tax rebate.
Tax
So by
break.
the end
Yeah.
of the day, yes, by the end of the day, government is not, the factories are not really paying anything, but because they've gone ahead to pay by installing those equipment, they are not cheap.
Yes.
So presently, we are working on that to see how many estates, like what you just said, pre-service estate. Like I stay in pre-service estate in Gulf Estate in Port Harcourt, is occupying over 1,200 occupants as of presently. If you go on land, it's a rooftop Gulf Estate. It's the one estate they have the high rising, they have the terraces, the duplex. In fact, the high rising that are on 3 stories, there are 486 occupants for the high rising section.
Oh,
And we
okay.
run a 24-hour system. We run a 24-hour system. And yesterday, so I'm looking at that when you talked about that inverter. I wanted to chip in something for the guy. You don't
Oh,
really
fantastic.
need to, yes, you don't really need to go and look at the main estates. Look at the high rising in Lagos. Look at what you can do for them. There are most high rising that they run pre-service, but they are facing challenge in the daytime by not having
Yes,
power
because of
system.
diesel. Yes.
Yes, so now, so why not look for an investor that will come on board, invest in this thing, and for instance, let's say the cost is 100 million, let's say 50 million naira, and you tell the house, you guys are going to pay this thing in a period of 5 years. So as you're using the light in the daytime, you pay me, they install the meter for them on it, or you reach up agreement with the new building system, those that are doing off-take buildings that
Yeah.
during their designing, you look for those ones that do those high rising between Oniru, VI, and Ikoyi as presently, because I see a lot of buildings are dropping. This last trip I came to Lagos, and when I found that there are real estate developers that maintain basically on high rising building of 10, 15, 12-story building, and you reach up such agreement with them and say, okay, I'm going to install this for you, I'm going to install this. As much as this will happen, I already have those that are investors. Like my business today, in different angles, I have those that are investing on doors, different types of doors. You give me your money, you see your trade on the system running, how much we are selling for you every day. I'm not going to tell you, give me 10,000 and I will give you 100,000. No, it's a lifetime investment you're doing. So either you do a turnover. So you reach up on people like that and you can see, because most estates with the mentality of Nigerians, a lot of us wants to do our things on our own, except it's embedded from the beginning of the
From the
foundation,
beginning, yeah.
from sales. So you should look at that angle. That is the angle I'm looking at now. I already have somebody now that is spending about 20 million naira for floated panels and lighting. I just met those Chinese company on the last a fair they did in Lagos, the 5 big engineering firm,
The
five
one they
big
did in
construction.
Sheraton, right?
Yes, 5 big construction firm.
Yeah.
They did in is it Sheraton? Not Sheraton. What's the name of this guy that owns a beach that he broke down? There is a event
Landmark,
center
landmark,
here.
Landmark,
landmark.
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 Yeah, landmark. Yes, I attended that. And to my greatest surprise, it was a company that I've been contacting in China in the last 3 years. So when they were coming into Nigeria to see how they keep their database, they told me about that fair. I was in Nigeria, but I don't know about that fair because the publicity was not done even down to this area. It was done more of people in Lagos. But I needed to attend. In less than 48 hours, I bought my fare. I was there. But I closed up with already 4 companies on partnerships that I won't do more than 10, 15 millions. So we should look at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I wanted to also add something. I mean, when you were talking about the model of your business, I just wanted to find out. Have you figured out how to join Redan in Port Harcourt? So Redan is the Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria. So all of these things that you sell, all of these things that people buy in mass, are usually bought by some of these developers, and they have an association.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that every state has an association. A few state presidents are members of our community. I think the chairman of Ogun State is inside, is in our community, is even in the mastermind. I think the chairman of, I have access to the chairman of Lagos. The chairman of Ondo State also is a member of the community. So you want to get into some of those places, get access to some of those people, and then try and see estate management companies, plumbing, assistance for those quick fix, small. Because again, for most of us who use cement a little bit in our houses, we're not the ones that do it. It's the plumbers that do it. So, is there a way to get all those guys?
Okay. Let me tell you what we're doing. By January, our first skilled academics, what are they calling, like a formal trade test, we are floating. My partner presently is in one of the Asian countries. We're trying to close up to bring in an expert that will come and teach handy workers and give them certification. The guy present, I just finished talking with him before I joined the training. When Bisola was calling me, I told him, let me just join this training and go back. We have 2 Asians that we want to bring in. Then one by March, we're looking at bringing one from Africa, which has to do with not Egypt. What's this country close to Egypt?
Morocco.
When I remember, Morocco. The Morocco guy is coming to handle about 3 structural issues that has to do with POP, screeded glass walls, and the rest. Morocco guys are good. But the guys that are coming from Asia are to handle our tiling, they are to handle our electrical, our mechanical. Because the challenge we are facing in this part of the country, Lagos is also up to the game to an extent, is that you don't have certified skilled workers. Because when you have a good certified skilled workers that you can send out, presently, this my partner just took 4 people to a particular state in Asia, which I don't want to mention because it's an open stuff. It's a business stuff for now. That we've given some handy arrangement and they've made that payment and they flew down. So what we are working at is to grow in each of the skills like tiling, mason, plumber, electrician, and welders. To grow to have each of them 100 in our community. They will do our driving of sales. They will do our driving of that, so that if any big firm needs them, they pass through us. So it's quite beautiful. That's another person's investment that the person is putting money. Because I have to bring the templates that I had from Lowe's in US. I worked about a couple of months, close to a year with Lowe's, 2 occasions I was in US. So I picked up their template. It cost me money. It's over 8 years I've had that template. So now gradually I'm disbursing it. For by the grace of God, we've been able, after the last program I attended, the leaf sample, I want to tell people, it's not about just to hear the guest speakers that are coming in this. It's to also challenge yourself to see people that are doing already 8 digits, 9 digits already. I saw, and I was challenged. I say, does this young one, did they have 10 heads? That was when I went to pick up this my template back. And gradually, by the grace of God, the location where we are today, the company is, we just acquired that place. It's a 2 plot. It's where my showroom has been in the last 7 years. And I keep declaring from the first day, we are going to buy that. And the day I called one of my clients, I said, they want to sell here. My money is not complete. And the man did not ask too much. We say, how much? And I mentioned, he said, how many accounts do you want the money to float in? In my showroom, this location is just beside Shell IA. And you know what Shell is, the Shell Petroleum. We are sharing one street, is what divides both of us. I'm at the same express wing and the rest. So by the grace of God, we've acquired that location. So we are giving other tenants quick notice because they are full of blocks of shops. So that's why we want to pin little of all this. We've been able to get a warehouse. Somebody investing his own money into warehouse by giving us his warehouse. Whatever goods that is in there, it takes a certain percentage every day of sales. So we've built it in too. So it's a quite, so like the association you're telling me to join, presently we are working on our tax. I want to clear my tax list because I know from next year, Baba T will not take it lightly with us from his new system. So,
It's true.
you know,
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so
yes,
much.
you know that people might be looking at that man funny, staggering but moving. The why is coming to hit. Tax people does not visit you until they start hearing your name.
Yes, so until you get big, yeah. True. Very true.
Yes,
Very
so
true.
you need to. We are working on that now to close up our tax, see the loopholes. Presently, we're investing on young corpers that are intelligent. We don't employ you because you read business management or you read accounting. We employ you on your additional skill that you have to be able to be multitasking. We don't want to employ anybody that will just sit there because I read accounting, I want to die on accounting. We want somebody that read accounting that will do
Okay.
marketing. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So very, very important. And I like the way the conversation went so that we can all see. I mean, I'm always very, very eager to also ensure that people realize how diverse this community is, and also how the convention itself is beyond just the speakers. It's the community of people that you get to meet. In fact, for those of you that are coming to the convention, we're going to start a conversation about that pretty soon, and then we're going to be dropping week 8 tonight. But down the road, we're going to let you know the structure of the convention, how we arrange people sitting down, so that people can meet people, right? But having said that, the fourth thing that you want to do is you want to use technology as a backbone, as a base for distribution. So there are some of us, depending on what you do, it doesn't always work for everybody. But I think that if your business cannot become a tech business, it can become a tech-enabled business. So you have to strive for one of these two things to happen, right? Your business should be tech-enabled. And tech-enabled is not such a big word. It just means that, for example, for some of you, as people start coming from tomorrow, start collecting their emails, start looking for tech skills. Some people say they got calls from Bisola. Beautiful. Those calls were not initiated by us. What we did was we found a tool recently because we're always constantly looking for tools that help make our job easier. So we found a tool that allows you to record what you want to say on the call, put it out there, and use one of your numbers if you want. You can use any random number, but you can use any one of your numbers. It will send out. It would call. So I think we spoke to 1,000 people today. Bolu, if I'm not mistaken, we spoke to 1,000 people at 7:40 p.m. We spoke to 1,000 people. Right? How many of us here got the call? If you got the call, just type I did. Oh, 1,300 people, yes. 1,300 people. So we spoke to 1,000 exactly. So a number of us got the call. All we did, we paid a certain amount for it. It's not, I think each of the call costed us, Bolu, please correct me, but 17 naira. So let me do the math. I know how much we spent. So each of the call costed us about 18 naira. It's not a lot, considering the fact that for us to be able, less than 18 naira actually, for us to be able to reach out to those many people at the same time was very, very useful. So again, your business might not be a tech business, but try to make it tech enabled, right? Some of us got a call last week, and it was my voice. I recorded my voice, and we posted it out there. This week we're going to try out a couple of things. We're going to throw out calls there with the maybe with Cosmas' voice. We're going to extract some of the voice of what he said at the convention. We're going to find a way to sort of make it work. So you want to do those kind of things, right? So maybe you don't even have to call all your customers. Maybe you could program it in such a way that like you have 20, 30,000 customers, you have all their birthdays. What if you could program it in such a way that on specific birthdays, somebody sits down at the beginning of the month, programs all the birthdays with the birthday messages, and says, oh, hello, happy birthday from all of us at maybe 12 baskets, or all of us at this food production company. Wanted to thank you so much. I wanted to let you know that today, if you walk to any of our stores and you just showed up at the store, you're going to get 2 free packs of small chops courtesy of your birthday today, right? All you need to do is get there and show us that you got this call, or show us your Facebook, or whatever that you got this call. If they got the call, they come, they show you the number, they got the call, they get the 2 packs. But you record the entire thing and you make a whole media thing out of it, so it could be tech enabled, not just tech businesses. But you need to find that, right? The third is you need to figure out how to collect your money, right? What does that mean? It means, how do you make it easy for people to do business with you? How do you make it easy for people to be able to pay you? Because one of the biggest challenges of distribution, especially when we start to distribute en masse, is to collect your money. And for a lot of businesses, this is where they fail, right? I mean, they can't figure out how to collect their money, or they create a situation where it's very hard for them to get their money out. And unfortunately, one of the challenges is, if you make it hard for someone to pay you, they take that. Customers are inherently very superstitious. So when it gets a little difficult to do business with you, they might just interpret that difficultness for a sign that they should not do business with you. I don't know if anybody has been in that situation before, right? Where you want to buy something from somebody and you're there, and then you did a transfer, and the money was reversed. And then you did a transfer again, and then the money was reversed. And you're like, okay, maybe it's a sign, maybe God doesn't want me to buy from them, and you walk away. Has it ever happened to you before? All right? I mean, like, anytime somebody is about to pay, every negative thing is a sign that they should not pay. So one of the things you want to guard against is all this negative, make the process of payment seamless. Make the process of payment seamless, right? Make the process of payment as seamless as you can possibly do. So, I'm going to take some people decline transfer payments. I'm trying to understand what that means. Some people say they don't want transfer; they only want cash. I mean, I think I've done business somewhere before that they only wanted cash. I mean, it was so weird. I was going to buy something from there. It was so there. Okay, I think it was the Chicken Republic. So it was a Chicken Republic, and I went there, and their POS wasn't working. And so the POS wasn't working. So I said, okay, good. Your POS isn't working. Do you guys take transfers? And they said they don't take transfer. And I said, so, I mean, if your POS isn't working, and the POS has become the default mode of payment now, so how do we buy from you? They say, you have to go out, you have to walk to that ATM and come back. I'm like I'm going to walk to an ATM because I'm jobless and I don't have anything to do with my life. I will go and queue behind an ATM because my son said he wants meat pie. meat pie can go to hell. Right? So it's very, very, very important that that we try and make it easy for people to buy from us. In fact, that idea of making it easy for people to buy from you is what companies like MoneyPoint, companies like OPay are riding on. That's why if you go to a filling station today, or you go to anywhere that there's a typical small business, the POS is typically an OPay POS or a MoneyPoint POS, right? I mean, there's a Suya Sports in Maryland, very popular Suya Sport. They've been there since 1976. They use an OPay POS, right? And it makes sense because they have to make it easy for people to do business with them, right? So having said that, I wanted to just let us know a few things. One, the convention is close again. How many of us here have not started paying for the convention? If you've not started paying for the convention, just write no. Let me see you. Let me look at you with bombastic side eye. Okay, so you will not write. I see. Okay, these people are very honest though. I was going to say maybe we should use reverse psychology, but why now? So very, very important. The convention is already in full swing. Mr. Emmanuel. No. I know. Even everybody, not be you. So we've already secured the first female president of Mauritius. She's already coming with, we paid a shitload of money for that, please. It's not a small something. By the way, you know that we're paying all the speakers, right? No speaker is coming because they like us. Good. How do you pay or get started? Okay. Bisola, please, can you respond to him, please? Great. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to pay. So we've sorted out Nia Desanya, Mr. Cosmas, you've seen this video. Mr. Ogochukwu, you've seen this video. We're getting a video this week. Tosin is coming already. Mr. Prala's video is out. Mr. Wale's video is out. All of these speakers are massive, and it's important. It's important that for those of us that have paid for the convention, let me mention a couple of things that are happening. On Tuesday, we're doing a session at 12 noon for people that have paid for the convention. And that information will be inside the convention group. But we're doing a session for people that have paid for the convention who have staff, who have above 5 staffs. If you have above 5 staffs, you have 5 staffs and above, we want to do that session for you. It's on employee engagement strategies. So we're going to, because most people lose employees because the employees are not engaged properly. So you want to ensure that we do all that. But on Thursday, we're going to be having a session, a Q&A session. That Q&A session is predominantly, so the people that this man is supposed to meet are supposed to be mastermind members, but we're going to include the convention people. So I joined a group recently, and it's a group of business owners who are looking to global board members. So not just business members. I'm talking about ED of Aramco from all over the world. It's called Adaptive Intelligence, right? It's a very difficult group to join. In fact, not so very difficult that we're just 3 Nigerians in there. So myself, and there is the MD of the Sahara Power Group. So all the power, IKDC, all that, they report to him. So that's the guy. Second and the third Nigerian doesn't even live in Nigeria. She's the CEO of Titan Bank in the UK. So these guys have their different boards, their different board members and all that. The CEO of Adaptive Intelligence is a guy called Russell. He's a top-level innovation expert. He's worked with the DoD, Department of Defense in the US. He's gone to every school level. Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Carnegie, Mellon, USC, all of them. We're having a Q&A session with him on Thursday. Now, why is it important? And I'm going to give some more information inside the group. We're trying to ensure these people have a small group of people called AI Africa that they've put together. They have some money that they want to invest in Africa, I'm trying to bring him into our community so that he can engage with our community people and listen, so that next year we can start having conversations about bringing him into the country and figuring out how we can invest in the businesses inside the community. Don't forget, within the community, if you pay for the convention and you join the convention, you're also joining the community. We've facilitated more than 5 billion naira worth of transactions inside the community. At least that's the one that we know. There's probably more that we don't know. We've raised a lot of money. At the moment, we're working to raise 300 million pounds. Some of you that have paid for the convention, I've listened to Rotimi talk about this and the like. So it's not just about one event, it's every other thing that you get, including virtual access to the Strategy Factory, which that's out now because the Strategy Factory is over. Access to the recorded version of the convention for last year, that's still on point. That's still available. 2 post-convention series, well, that's ongoing. So you don't want to miss the rest. Monthly session, that's what we're having now. This was supposed to just be exclusive for that community. We just decided to open it up and then access into the community. So if you are interested, you could send a message to Bisola now. So Mr. Efe, please send a message to Bisola now. I've talked about the speakers. Send a message to Bisola now. There's a discount that you can access today. There's a discount you can access today if you are interested and committed to coming. You can just send yes to Bisola right now, right? So having said that, we still have a little bit of time. Let me try and get back to 1 or 2 people. So Jennifer, would you? Okay, yeah, Jennifer. I know Jennifer now. This is a very nice picture, by the way. Yeah, cool. So, do you want to unmute yourself? So let's see if we can just take one more person and just try and figure out. But if you are not, I know the people that have paid. Some of you that have not paid, you are not saying no. Oh yeah, if you have paid, if you have paid or are paying, type yes. Let's see, so that we can now, because you either you are yes or no. Let's now, and if you have not paid, type no. Yeah, let's see who's going to heaven with us. Okay, I see. She said some no's are not coming out now because they cannot hide anymore. Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, so I want to open the bomb outside. Yeah, now you push your pay now. I know all of you here are planning to come. So are you waiting for Jesus Christ to announce to you in the middle of that? Or is it that the transfer is not coming? It's not working? Eh? If you send you a pay account too. Yeah, people are blaming GTB now. GTB is the culprit. We can come and pick up the cash. Thank you, Bolu. Send us address. We are coming. Send your address to Bisola. We are coming to your office. We can pick it up for cash. Now they've extended the cash withdrawal no penalty limit to March 2025. So we can pick up the cash. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's not GT Bank. We'll pick up the cash. We'll pick up the cash, sir. Right? So, but please, I'd like you to do something. If you haven't paid and you want to come, you intend to make payment, still text, just text Bisola. Maybe you just text, I will make it. Show me last minute payment. Right? So I'm trying to. So this is it, sir, Mr. Patrick. So it's 600, but there's a discount to 500. In fact, we could actually get that discount down to 480. I think we gave 480 this week. So we can do 480 for those of you who are really, really keen on it. You know, and you could just send a text to Bisola on this number. and we could get that conversation going. So at 480. So you send the text to Bisola. I've said this so many times, but you know what? So that I don't have to go back, still send the text to Bisola, and you get a call from her or for somebody on the team. They would walk you through everything that it entails, right? So I think that's fine, right? You get the entire 9 yards of the conversation, right? So is anybody gonna ask a question, or should we just call it a night? Okay, so if nobody is asking a question, I want to say thank you so much. Okay. Anybody still want to ask a question? If you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself and ask yourself if your hands are raised up. But the people that have raised up their hands now
Yeah.
are people that were.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Okay, so do we take Ife first?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening. Crayfish cleaning and packing.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Explain exactly
Thanks
what does
for-
that mean.
Yeah, basically, I started by going to, I stay at Abule Egba, so I'll go to Apapa, that's Liverpool. Do you know Liverpool?
I know Liverpool now. Like a proper
Yes,
area.
yes, so that is where I go. I buy crayfish, lot of crayfish, then I bring it back home to Abule Egba. Then the cleaning area is where I will put it inside basket, pick all the dirt and the dusts.
Okay.
After that, I will now putting in this white transparent nylon that use sealing machine to seal.
Okay,
the
so all those crayfish that we see in like ShopRite, frozen and packed.
My
That's
own,
like what you do.
my own has not gotten there. My own has not gotten there yet.
Okay, so where has your own gotten to?
Just within my area for now. I've been both looking towards expanding, but I don't want to do it wrongly, so I've just been taking my time.
You will do it wrongly. Expand anyhow. Why will you not? So it's because you don't want to do it wrongly. That's why I've not expanded.
But no. But I think if I want to go to those malls, I think I will need NAFDAC. But I'm like, why do I need NAFDAC when it is not something that I produce on my own? It is just for me to clean and pack.
But you pack it. So let me give you an example. So let me explain to you why NAFDAC is critical. So some other person could get that fish and then use the chemical that they use to embalm dead people to preserve it.
Wow.
No, but it's possible. It's happening. Do you understand? But the moment you pack it and you sell it and somebody eats it and somebody dies from it, right? The reality is that not only did this seller kill the person was killed by the country because the country did not have a system for how to check. So anytime something is edible, that's why they call it National Agencies for Food and Drug Control. Administration control. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the moment somebody's going to put it into their mouth, some part of the government has to certify that the place that you're using is up to standard, and then that you have a process document. Now I know this very well because I also have a manufacturing company that that I run with my dad, and we've run it for 21 years. And when NAFDAC comes to and I've sat down in those meetings where they come to inspect for the NAFDAC number and the likes. And not only are they checking your process, they're checking your process document. They're checking whether you are even doing trainings for your staff. They're checking a lot of things. So it's critically important. In fact, the reason, because a lot of us think that getting NAFDAC is about just the approval to sell big. No, it's about ensuring that you're doing the right thing. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. It's like what's happening with the car, right? Where in Lagos, you're supposed to go to the VIO office and do an inspection, right? I like to do those inspections. You could pay and not get it done, but I like to do those inspections. I took one of the cars, to 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 the inspection, and then they found out that something underneath had broken. Now, I wouldn't have known. So the car failed the test. I went, called the mechanic, they came, they fixed the stuff, and then they came back. But the challenge is that I could be driving on the road on Ibadan Expressway, and whatever has broken breaks a lot more, and somebody dies. I don't know if you're getting me.
Yes.
So it's important. Please get those things done, because it allows you to be sure that what you're doing is right, and then it safeguards the rest of us that has to eat that stuff. So, but also, if you're also looking to grow big, no supermarket is going to take your product without it being without it being right with the government in some way, shape, or form, right? So sometimes if these things that we do, getting the NAFDAC, it's the first sign that we are ready for the growth. I mean, let me ask you, right? Would you want a future in which there are people inside this community? One of them is probably here. She does 700 million naira worth of fish every month. Would you like to be able to sell 700 million naira worth of? In fact, there's somebody else here that sells 500 million naira worth of frozen foods every month. She's always here. I think I'm somewhere in the middle of this call somewhere.
Those are huge.
But that's what I'm telling you, that you are in the food business. The potential for this business is ridiculous. Nigerians eat food, and it doesn't matter. After we abuse Tinubu and we are all angry with him, we'll go home and eat.
Of course we will, so that we can have the strength to abuse him tomorrow again.
Do you understand? So it doesn't matter if you are in food and you are in entertainment or beverages. I mean, people would always buy it. But the problem now is that the way your business is structured, you cannot access the kind of opportunities that you want. If I came to you right now and I said, "Oh, Mrs. Nofisat, I have 100 million naira. I'd like to put it in your business," and then what you would then tell me now is, "Okay, well, if you give it to me now, we'll now start NAFDAC. So in another 6 months is when NAFDAC will come out." No, you start the NAFDAC process now, so that when opportunities come, you're ready. Because there is nothing worse in this life than to finally get into the right room and then those guys see that you're not ready. It is worse than not even going there in the first place. Right? So it depends. It depends on, so I mean, there's always a way to be able to, and if you need some form of soft landing, so for example, there are associations that you can join, like NASI. NASI is a National Association of Small Scale, whatever. Go and join them. When you join them, they have a special arrangement with people like NAFDAC and all that, so that those ones are more lenient. Do you understand? Find NASI, find SMIDAN, find, particularly agencies that are government affiliated. They have a special relationship with all these places, and then there's an incubation hub by the government in Agege. Forgotten the name of that.
Yeah, that's after Abattoir, I guess. Or before
yes. There are opportunities to be able to even situate some of your businesses there if you can find the space. You're running tax-free because it's a tax-free zone, and the place is already even set up. NAFDAC just comes there, they see the place, they give you approval, they move, because the place is set up for something that you're doing. You might get there and realize that nobody's doing anything with regards to crayfish. But the point is, make the move. Don't stay small. Let me tell you, and everybody, please listen. This new Nigeria that we are in, the worst thing you can do in your life is to stay small. See, because the life for the small business owner is going to get harder and harder. I don't know how best to explain it to you, but the shege that is coming, that shege,
that means we have not gotten to the middle of the shege yet. We are still going to get to the middle and the end of the shege.
what is coming is going to be hard, though. Because unfortunately, see, let me give us perspective so that we get it. You see, God is finally answering Nigeria's prayer. You remember that prayer that you are praying that, Lord, let Nigeria be like London. How many of us have prayed that prayer before in church? Make everywhere be like London.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Mr. Mane just paid. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the kind of thing. Please, when you pay, send it to Bisola. All right, so let everywhere be like London. Let everywhere be like London. See, when everywhere don't they be like London, what we're experiencing now is what it looks like. Oh. It's the beginning of what it looks like. When fuel is 1,000 plus. And the money you have can buy very little thing. And your house rent is going up. That's what it looks like. Oh. Eh? The difference is that ask your friends abroad. They pay through their noses. They get the service, but they pay through their noses. We have started paying. We're paying through our mouth now. It should be coming out of our nose. By the time it's coming out of our nose, we will get the service. So I'm telling you. But the small business owner, the shit that is coming. It's not here. So every one of us, I'm telling you, man, if you see, I don't know what your business is doing, but if your business has never done 10 million naira a year before, right? If your business has never done 10 million naira a year before, listen, this is the thing that you must do. Whatever you are doing before Tinubu's first term is over, you must ensure that you have a business that does an annual revenue of 50 million, or else you are finished before Tinubu's first term is over. Because if he was able to create some of these bold policies in this first term, imagine how bold it's going to be in the second term. It's going to be boldest. So if your business is not making 50 million a year, and if your business is already doing 100 million now, I swear to you and to anybody that you agree with, don't rest until your business is doing at least 1 billion naira. Let me tell you why. Even 5 billion naira should be the goal, actually. And let me tell you why it's critical. You see, because there are tax reforms that are coming up now that to be able to escape and live the kind of life you want, you would have to start to live what some tax experts call corporate life. And unfortunately, you need to have money to be able to afford the kind of lawyers that you can have that conversation with. So, I beg Zilin, I beg you, to see, if it's NAFDAC, you need to go and get it. Whatever you need to get, don't have a small business. I'm telling you, whatever you think is not working, whatever you think that they've not done, 2027, if Jagaban wins again. And the funny thing is that 10 years from now, we would appreciate what he's doing now, but we will still chop the shege in a shegelistic way before we get there. I just talk my own now. I am talking my own. Please, by the grace and by the mercies of God, we ask that you should please build a big business, because otherwise it's not going to work. But having said that, I want to thank you all. Unfortunately, Baka won.
I wanted to ask something.
Yes, please ask.
Yes, good evening again, is Iwe. So,
yes,
okay, you mentioned some tools that helped you call some persons today.
Oh, yeah.
And for me that is in the service business, CRM is very important.
Yeah.
We need to keep up with people and all that, and even people that buy our products. So I don't know if there are tools that you could suggest.
Yes, there are tools. Have you paid for the convention?
Yes, I have.
Okay, then you You hear it inside. You hear it inside. We just not say it outside here, so all these people will not hear us.
Okay, then another thing is, we're talking about NAFDAC and all, and I wanted to know.
Yeah, if you're in the convention, that means you have access to my number, right?
Okay.
I would call. I would if you send me a message, I would send a message to Mr. Leo, and then send you his number. Now I don't know. I mean, being in Ebonyi and all, I don't know how that's going to work. But since you say like everything circles back to Lagos, so maybe there's a way that you guys can have a conversation and it could sort of work out.
All right.
Yeah, so I could do that. I mean, that's very easy. Considering the fact that you have paid for the convention, we're friends. Anybody that has not paid, we're not friends.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, please.
By the way, you're coming all the way from Ebonyi. Thank you so much. That's huge. I have a lot of respect.
Can I get further discounts? Free accommodation or something?
The problem with that further discount now is that if we give it to you, as you're coming to Ebonyi from to Lagos from Ebonyi, me I'm not going to my village.
You cannot go to your village anymore.
It has to be an exchange because as you're not coming, me I'm not entering my own bus. You are coming with airplane. Me is night bus I will use to be going to my village now.
Thank you.
By the time you get to Lagos, me I'm already in my village, so I will join you go in the convention virtually.
Okay. Please, before you shut down, I want to confirm, do we have anybody in our community that is doing CMG conversion? Because
CNG,
over here, yes, CMG, I've just got to find out that it's just about less than 10% of Nigerian states that have been able to have the CNG plant. And most of them were about, ask for me, please, because somebody wants to set it up in River State. And we're trying to find out already existing companies in. I know they have in Lagos. Yes, where we can collaborate with.
Okay, I'll try.
Thank you.
But I don't know much about CNG, but except for what I think the government is putting out there of it being a very, very good alternative to the fuel situation. But again, thank you. But thank you very much.
Don't also forget for we that have attended the convention before, that are still believing God to attend, please don't hesitate to send us the link for that bulk SMS call you just mentioned about. It's not only for those that are paying for it.
It's only those that have attended.
So, okay, what about we that have been in the community that is still planning to come for the convention?
Yeah,
we're trying to clear our schedule. So please send us that details.
Clear the schedules that will be coming. Clear the schedule and be coming. Once you enter, you will see all the things that are inside. But I want to thank everybody. Thank you for your time. I'm really grateful. It's been a really wonderful time meeting us again. Most of us are going to get calls tomorrow or this week from somebody on our team to get your feedback from this session and to get information about, for those of us that want to, let me see how many of us are going to be called. So we're going to get, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so we're going to get about 260 of us are going to get called tomorrow, right? So you're going to get called tomorrow and, or this week, let me not say tomorrow, this week. You're going to get calls. We're going to just check out what you like best about this class. And if you have a really good conversation, maybe you can get a discount. You can get the same discount we offered here at 480, and then we can move things along, right? Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic night. See you at the convention by the grace of God. And then the rest of you that are already inside the convention group, I'm going to share the week 8 class right now, just after we're done. And then we'll see some of you on Tuesday, and we'll see some of you on, we'll see all of you on Thursday, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great night.